everyone. Thanks for joining us this is episode 11 of Cook the Book. I'm Tina.
I'm Valerie.
And thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Cook the Book is where we find a connection between a book and then a recipe to make. And tonight's a little bit different. It's October, we're going for the spooky factor, we have our pumpkin aprons on, we've got our orange table covering, and we are gonna do something from Harry Potter. We know there's a lot of Harry Potter fans out there. So, have any of you been to Universal Studios? The Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The number one attraction, the number one thing that people want to do when they go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is to get Butterbeer. And Butterbeer is mentioned many times in the Harry Potter books, but they never describe what it tastes like or ingredients of it. So there have been many people through the years who've tried to perfect a Butterbeer recipe that they think would meet the criteria of what J.K. Rowling meant by Butterbeer. And if you search the internet, there are tons of recipes out there. There's tons of recipes in books. So we were inspired by all the Harry Potter books to come up with this. The recipe that we're going to use, it took 2 years for people to develop the recipe. The recipe they use at Universal Studios, so much research went into it, and it's really kind of interesting to read online about everything they tried, what didn't work, how they went back to square one. And the thing with Butterbeer is there's no beer in it, no alcohol in it of any kind. It's really just kind of a sweet soda with a creamy top. Again, lots of copycat recipes online. Some of the main things that they have in common are caramel, vanilla, and butterscotch flavoring. There's also, if you Google Butterbeer recipes, tons of other things. People are very creative. Butterbeer ice cream, Butterbeer Muddy Buddies, Butterbeer cookies, Butterbeer brownies. So that got us thinking about copycat recipe books, of which we also have many of here at the library. Todd Wilbur, we have a number of his books. He does copycat recipes from restaurants that you know and love. For instance, here is the Loft House Frosted Cookies. Loft House cookies are so good. He does a lot of the Olive Garden recipes. This is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse Sweet Potato Casserole. So these books are super fun if you have a particular restaurant that you love something about, to look at and see what his recipe is for and try it out at home. Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, so tons of those. We also have several books with Disney recipes that they use at Disney, so you can make things that maybe you've had there. This would be so fun to do with the whole family.
It really
to
would.
do like taste testing and that kind of thing.
Really
would be super fun. And the current issue of the People magazine has Butterbeer ice cream floats featured in it.
This sounds really good.
So good. And here's the Butterbeer Muddy Buddies, which I printed this out because I think I'm going to try this at home. So tons of recipes. So a great way to get your kids involved. Your kids like Harry Potter, even if you've never been to Universal Studios, if they love the Harry Potter books. Making something like this that relates back to the book is a great fun family activity. So Valerie is going to talk us through making some Butterbeer.
All right. So this recipe actually looks really good. It seems really simple to do. Everything that they required of it, easily found at Kroger. So pretty much any grocery store would probably have it. The only tools required are an immersion blender. And I am going to use this to scoop out the topping and put it on there because it said 2 to 3 tablespoons for the topping. So figured this would be a great way to do that. And then just some measuring spoons and then your glasses to put your Butterbeer in. So,
And
we'll get started.
I love our Harry Potter glasses that we have, if you've noticed.
They're so fun. It's so fun. Okay, so the first thing that we do to do this Butterbeer is take 1 1/3 cup water and 1 cup of marshmallow cream, which is, you know, just the yummy little marshmallow fluff. And then you put it in there and you just melt it in the microwave for 30 seconds or until it's melted. And then you just stir it together and then you put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour until it's cold. So that's why this is already put together. So I already did that part. And then, so the next step in here, let's see here. All right, so the next step is to add 1 envelope of Dream Whip topping mix. And I know we talked about that earlier. This is kind of exciting to me because this is what I kind of spent my childhood eating. So
It's a bit old timey, but it's good.
It is good. So, all right, so then we just pour this in here. And then it says, let's see. It says you can use an electric mixer too if you don't have an immersion blender. So either one would work. All right, so that's a mix this for about 30 seconds.
This is very fun. I'm so anxious to find out what it looks like and what
I
it
am
tastes
too.
like. I'm anxious to taste it.
Yes.
You know Anna, who works here at the library, she has been to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We need to ask her if she tried a butterbeer. I bet she did.
Okay. So I think that's probably been about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. So, oops, lay this out here. All right. So then we're going to add, let's see, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And then it also calls, this recipe also calls for an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So I have little bitty measuring spoons here. Just throw that in there. And I use kosher flake salt with everything. It doesn't really matter what kind you use, just whatever you have. And then so you do this for about another 30 seconds.
Maybe this will inspire someone to come up with their own recipe for something that they love. How fun would that be? You've done that before, haven't you?
have.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun to do that.
Yes, just try different ingredients to get the taste just right.
Yeah.
That would be super fun.
All right. All right. Okay, so then the next thing that we do with this particular recipe is we are going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which that should just about take the rest of this bottle.
Oh, it's perfect. It's like
It
the
is
perfect
perfect.
amount.
All right, so we'll do that. Let's see, and then butter flavoring, which you can get, if they don't have it at your store, you can get it off Amazon or just find it online. It's pretty easy to find. It's not very expensive, so
I think especially like at the holidays when people do Christmas baking, a lot of the flavorings, they have on a special display. Sometimes I'll see butter flavoring there.
yeah, oh, for sure. So this actually is 3/4 teaspoon of butter flavoring. So we'll use a 1/2 and a 1/4. Okay, and then the last one that we're going to use is caramel extract. And this one, and the recipe, it says Watkins is best, which this happens to be Watkins. So, and we're going to use just a 1/4 teaspoon of that. So throw that in there. All right. Oops, put that back over here. Okay, and then it says after you add all this, then mix just until combined. So we'll just do this one more time.
Oh, it's getting really foamy.
It really is. Okay, so we'll do that. And then for this recipe, it just basically says that you're supposed to store it in the refrigerator then until it's cold. So let's see here. Yeah, store in the refrigerator, covered until you're ready to use it. So really, that's all there is to it. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then you can just take your A&W cream soda because that's what it says to use. pour it in your glass, and then you just put this in.
Put this on top. So it's gonna thicken up in the fridge probably.
I
but
would
you
think
can
so,
scoop it
yeah.
and put it on top, maybe like Cool Whip kind
Yeah,
of
that's what I
consistency
would
maybe.
think.
Oh my
So,
gosh, it smells so good. I bet it's
does.
delicious.
It does smell good.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was super fun, and maybe you'll try to come up with your own copycat recipe at home. We'll see you next time.
Bye.